going to be stitched to the end of the upper part. So I'm trying to also arrange that perfectly in place so that you know how it's supposed to be, because the shape is different. So if you get the shape wrongly, your cup will not come out. It will not have that hole, like that for your book to sit. So now I've arranged it how it's supposed to be. I'm just going to pin it down as a symmetry like this. Just pin it down. If you're having trouble with arrangement, you can always just bring back your patterns, arrange them in place, and I hope that you actually give them that long read just the same way I did mine. It will just save you a lot of stress. So when you stitch it down one pattern, you actually realize that there is a space inside for your book to sit, which is exactly what I have right now. So I'm just going to head over to the sewing machine and stitch this down, and I'll do it for the other cup as well. So guys, the two cups are ready. So this is what you get when you stitch it down perfectly well. You actually have that space inside for your book to sit. So now we're going to leave this aside, and we're going to work on the center front and the side front pieces. So I just went ahead to pin the dart area together as a symmetry like this. So I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and stitch it down here and here on this other part. So guys, I'm done with that, and I also went ahead to iron out my seam flat. So the next thing I want to do is to have boning casing up here, and I went ahead to iron this out as well, like a bias. So I'm going to be using this other piece of fabric for my boning casing. So I'm just going to pin it down here as you see me doing like this. I'll pin it on the both that area. So guys, we are just going to stitch it here and here, and after I was through with that, this is what I had. It's all neat and clean. Now we're going to place our cup, and if you look back at our pattern, you realize that side
Hey! Happy New Year too. Uko poa? Karibu.
down like you see me doing like this. And if you look at the action, you see that when you pin it down, it stays perfect. A ready-made it's a new technique I saw on Instagram. So I just basically cut out
No kasavi.
this breast pad using the same pattern I had, but I didn't add any stitching allowance to this. So I just
Wewe
cut it
hamisha
out and I'm
familia
just joining
bwana.
it together
Ukienda huko
with
lazima ukuwe
my
mgonjwa.
zigzag stitch as you see me
Hamisha
doing
familia
like
ulete
this.
huku.
So when you're through, you just have something
At
that looks
least
exactly
utakuwa
like
uko na
book.
afadhali.
So what I'm doing is, this is my first time trying this out and it actually came out nice. So I'm just pinning it down all the way around as you see me doing like this.
Maisha.
So I pin it down for this
Hadi ulikuwa
cup,
na
for the other cup as well.
shida
Just
masikio.
place it inside and pin it down.
Oh.
So now if
Nazi.
you do not have a machine that can do zigzag stitching, you're patient enough, you can just join this together with your hands. But if you're not, you can actually just join it to all the pieces before you start stitching it together. All is going to actually come out the same way as long as you join the right order. So for this, this is how it came out nice. So I'm just going to head over to the sewing machine now and just stop stitch on this like this to keep my cup in place. So guys, after I was done with that, you can see how it looks. So the cups are staying perfectly where they're supposed to be, which is beautiful. Now I'm going to just join the back pieces to the front. So I just place them right sides facing each other as you see me doing like this, and I'm just pinning down the sides, and you can see that there's a space in the middle. That's because we're going to be putting a loop through this, so we need a space in the middle. So I'm just going to head over now and stitch this down with 1.5 inch. So guys, I've stitched down the both side, and you can see that something is popping up here. I'm just going to cut it off as you see me doing like this. Just blend it to meet the other part, and we'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So for the back piece, I decided to cut a little bit more out of it, and then I'm just going to fold my bias and add one more boning casing here, and then add one here as well. Then I will just repeat everything I've done on this actual fabric on the lining pieces. So I've done it. So this is the lining piece, and you can see this is the actual fabric. These are the other new pony casings I added. You can notice that I actually left a little bit of space here. So we're going to be needing that later. So you leave a little bit of space at the end when you are doing that pony thing. So the next thing I went ahead to do was to make this. I folded in a piece of fabric, and I'm just cutting it out using my strap. I measured out how long my straps were going to be on my body, and it's actually 13 inches. So this is 13 inches long. So before I place my lining piece on it, I'm just going to measure my cup, half of it, and I'm going to place one of my strap right here. I'm going to pin it down, and I'll do the same thing on this other cup as well. Take half of my cup, which is 3 inches, and I'll just place this here as well. And then from the side seam, as you see me doing like this, from the side seam I'm going to take another 3 inches. So I'll just place the other part of the strap right there and pin it down, and then I'll do the exact same thing for the other side as well. Tribet is calling. So now we're just going to place our lining piece right on it like this, right sides facing each other, and I'm just going to pin it down all the way around the top. So now we're just going to head over to the sewing machine and stitch it all the way around to the end with about half of an inch. So guys, this is what you would have when you're through stitching it down. So I'm just going to cut a little bit away from the top as you see me doing like this, and then I'm just going to make notches all the way around. When you're through, you're just going to open it down like this. I'm going to head over to the sewing machine again. I'm going to top stitch towards the lining all the way around. So after making my top stitch, this is what I had. Very pretty, and you can see that we're almost done with this. But now the next thing I'm going to do is to place my pony through all the casings that I have. So basically I'm just placing it like you see me doing like this. So when it gets to the end, you're just going to shift it out a little bit and cut it, and then push it right into it again, so that you have some space at the end for you to stitch on when joining the ends of the top together. So just ensure that you have a little bit of space at the end of the body. As there's a space at the end of everything. So we'll just flip it over like this, right sides facing each other, and we're going to stitch it down. So it's stitched down very pretty, and you can see that this is looking like a reversible top. So if we use another piece of fabric for the back, then we would have been able to wear this reversibly.